So, good evening everybody. Welcome to the Riga Bitcoin Meetup. It's already 8th in a row monthly Bitcoin meetup here in Riga. So my name is Richard Gauns. I'm co-organizer of this event. I'm representing the Riga University Foundation. And today actually we started January, so since we are not very huge crowd here, so probably we start with introductions because us as our featured speaker for today from Estonia could learn a little bit more about crowd here and what we are doing and what kind of knowledge and representation we have. And then we have speaker, which is actually us, who is representing LHV Bank, and I hope we could learn a little bit more about Estonia's experience in the banking field of use of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, since it's quite, I get feelings that this country is quite advanced in digital technologies, and Bitcoin is not exemption for that. And then we had announcements, so everybody could speak, announce about something related to Bitcoin. Then we have summary. So yeah, we can start with personal introductions and just briefly say who am I, what I'm doing, what's my Bitcoin experience for others who's here in the crowd. So probably start with us. Let's see what it is.
I'm making my introduction together.
Okay. Okay, so we could start with you.
Hello, my name is Andrei. I'm working at a bank, and I'm following Bitcoin since its beginning 10 years ago. So I'm interested in mainly economic impact and impact on the banking industry.
Yeah, Maris, us as colleague actually, from the same bank.
Okay. Here in Riga?
Yeah, here in Riga, our Latvian branch.
Okay.
So probably not too much about my experience. Also going to tell about our bank's dealing with the Bitcoin technology. But personally, yes, I have used Bitcoin myself, and I know that companies are using it here in Riga as well. Air Baltic is one example. You can buy airline tickets from them. So yeah, that's it.
By the way, I don't forget about practical use of Air Baltic. The one guy in Estonia told me quite unpleasant story that he bought a ticket with Bitcoin in Friday night until Monday morning he didn't get the ticket. So he just starting to call support, and I don't know, I hope they resolve this situation, but they are still quite a long term for issuing tickets after the Bitcoin payment. I don't know the reason for that. Yeah. How about you?
Hello, my name is Igor. Well, I mine basically with anything that is mineable, with everything that is mineable, ASICs, GPUs, access, whatever. And well, speculate with smaller cryptocurrencies sometime on exchanges. That's it basically.
Yeah. My name is Ojārs. I have a degree from Riga Graduate School of Law. I am a founding member of TechHub, and I also I have built the startup called SafeBox, which is related to cryptography. On this meetup, I'm interested in knowing more about blockchain technologies, not just Bitcoin, such as smart contracts and related. And I recently met a few people from Guardtime, which is Estonian company which is not directly connected to Bitcoin, but they basically do blockchain technologies way before Bitcoin became popular.
I even start thinking that we should rename our meetup group as a blockchain meetup group. This Bitcoin as the name has some kind of wrong.
Very much agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Kristaps. I'm myself programmer. With Bitcoin, I'm basically trying to use that trading little bit. I have tried to mine Bitcoin, but I get too late into it. Yeah, basically that's how. And I'm just looking around and thinking what we can do with.
With technology.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I'm Christian, and I am working in IT as a project manager. And my experience with Bitcoin is just limited to some donations and some purchases that I made. I'm really interested in the technology.
I am Alexander. I work for bank in IT also as project manager. I don't have experience with Bitcoins, but I'm interested.
Okay.
Yes, my name is Elena, and I'm related to banks and payment cards. So I'm very excited about the possibility to join the payment card in Bitcoin. And I have no personal experience regarding Bitcoin.
Hello, my name is Avitka, and I'm currently working in bank and interested in Bitcoin research point of view more, and my personal experience with Bitcoin is not much.
You partly represent academia because you're writing a master thesis or something like that.
Related.
Okay.
I'm curious. I'm doing a lot of stuff, nothing related to banks. I'm not so much interested in Bitcoin as an application, but more as Igor mentioned in blockchain technology itself. Particularly, for example, for applications in education or contracts. Otherwise, I'm basically organizing and networking and connecting people and ideas.
Okay.
My name is Janis. I work as an IT consultant. I mine bitcoins, I trade bitcoins, and I'm interested in the whole technology. Sure. That's all.
My name is Arturs, and I'm also interested in technology itself, and maybe more from business perspective, how Bitcoin could be applied for like small and medium-sized businesses. And my Bitcoin experience so far is rather limited. Bought a couple of Bitcoins and would like to use it on a daily basis, but since there is no options for that basically, so I'm just sending Bitcoins to my brother, he's sending it back to me, so we can do it. But you lose a little bit of money there, it comes with a cost. No, I'm kidding, I would like to use it on a daily basis, but basically still no option for that.
Hi, my name is Alexander. I'm from the financial field. I'm just interested how to use Bitcoin on a daily basis. So what could be in the future, so how it could be used by companies as a payment system.
Right. Okay.
My name is Ilya. I'm from Reitman Bank, and my personal experience with Bitcoin is rather limited. However, last year we organized the Econ 21 conference, and I've invited John Tonis, the head of the Bitcoin Foundation, so that he would bring some light into this speculative yet very interesting idea of using an alternative of money. That's
Cool.
basically.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Arturs, and I'm a student at Riga Technical University, and I'm just willing to explore the possibilities of Bitcoinism.
Hello, my name is Eric, I'm a student at Latvia University. I'm here to explore some views on Bitcoin's usage or future.
Hello, my name is Elvis. I'm also a student in Riga Technical University. And so basically I've been interested in Bitcoin since high school. I've done a small research on it too. And recently I bought some Bitcoins because I believe, not some Bitcoins, a fraction of Bitcoin. Because I believe that the price will not go much lower than it is right now.
Okay. Okay, so I just would like to cover a couple of featured events for the next couple of months and in past months. This is part of Latvia Technology Entrepreneurship Meetup Network. We are organizing altogether 8 different groups. So Find Your Co-founder is pitching event for every early stage ideas to find your co-founder. Then UI UX Meetup group is for designers dealing with the user experience and user interface. We have a Riga drone meetup because Latvia has become a drone country because of Erdogan, the very successful startups. Riga mobile application developer meetup. The dates you already seen those in past is actually there's new meetups in April, so everything's starting again in April. We get a spare months for March. We get a vacation time for organizers, so we are continuing March. So April 23 to 20, and places here in the mill. And yeah, there's a couple of, we're missing one slide actually. There's a couple of four different other groups, like 3D printing meetup group, and what else we miss? Okay. Probably I missed something, but you could find them all together in meetup.com. So, and this is actually my insight from previous week from CoinFest Tallinn. So I decided to come this Saturday morning to Tallinn to listen to the Estonian Bitcoin community. So my expression is that this Bitcoin community in Estonia is pretty larger than here because we got attendance approximately, I don't know, 100 people in Saturday morning in Mektori, which is part of Estonian University Innovation System, ecosystem. And this is a picture from conference side. Yeah, this is actually the same picture. So there's a couple of tweets I think as insights. What was my feelings and highlights from this event. So this is a guy from Tallinn Technology University called Alex Norta. I probably will ask him to present his research here in Riga in April or June Bitcoin meetup. And this is actually the remarkable quote that Bitcoin blockchain is the same as TCP/IP protocol for internet in the 80s. So we're just very beginning of financial revolution, and this is the same that I'm feeling myself. This is a slide from his presentation. I think this is PhD or master thesis or something like that. But I was very happy that the guy actually is dealing with academical level. This is the first such kind of similar paper I have seen in Baltics, because in Latvia I don't have only one academic research paper because written for such a thing. But this guy is talking about designing smart contracts for automating cross-organizational collaboration for blockchain tech. So it's pretty complicated stuff. There's a couple of slides with couple of terms is not very convenient for me, understandable. So probably you get a glimpse for what he's talking about. But I hope that we will get this guy here and ask somebody from Latvia University, like computer science department, to listen on that and try to change feelings that Bitcoin is just only money laundering. It's actually quite complicated technology and cryptographic technology. And yeah, this is actually a research question: how to systematically develop language for cross-socio-technical and contract-based system collaboration specification. So probably quite complicated stuff. But at least I was surprised that this kind of topics is covered not only in business or some marketing stuff. So second interesting discovery is that I have heard some kind of interesting stuff that the government and e-residency is considering BitNation. BitNation is actually some sort of decentralized governance. So I think that Estonia got a huge giant leap to the decentralized governance, starting to develop the e-residency stuff. So it's quite amazing, and My feeling is there's a couple of politicians at the Bitcoin conference who is at least understood what is going on and they're on the same page, which actually the guys, technical guys and Bitcoiners, what's there. It's not really here, so it's barely to find out some kind of politician who could understand what Bitcoin is and how it could be usable for governance and governmental organizations. But yeah, I hope it will change on the situation. So we lead that we invited Erik Volstad. He's a BitNation lead ambassador to speak here in May. So you could save the date. May Bitcoin meetup. It's Tuesday, May 12. We got the booking booked this event for Erik from BitNation speaking about decentralized governance. So it's pretty amazing to start. What else I learned that as far as I learned from the guys from conference, there are 2 Bitcoin ATMs currently in Estonia, which is operating. The one machine were brought to the conference stage, so you could really.
There are one operating in not temporary, but another is.
Another is this one, which also is movable yes. Somewhere else to the conference or somewhere else. So yeah, at least there's 2 of them. They are operated by the private companies, and as far as I learned from guys and from the company, that there is no need for special registration to establish operation for ATM. And VAT is not applicable until the company who is operating is not exceeding the 60,000 euros, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's quite opposite what is going on in Latvia. As far as I know, that in Latvia is simply, so they say that they are applicable. All transactions for the Bitcoin ATMs should be applicable. VAT applicable. Yeah, it's quite a big difference. This is a company which is actually operating one of the ATMs. This is a flyer it's actually composed from my tweets. Those are places which I found out which is accepting Bitcoins in Estonia. I hope that in real life there's a little bit more than just only those.
Yet there are some web shops and one accessory shop.
Okay, because there's I mentioned there Baltic, which actually is operating in Estonia too.
Yep.
Kind of Latvian company, sushi cafe, actually sushi shop or a cafe, and those it's booking for something.
You can book flight tickets there.
Ah, okay. Expedia in Lithuania is actually it's quite global stuff. This is actually in the flyer you can see the address of physical machine which is actually working as far as I know. This is a picture from our presentation. I found it interesting that the guys who were working to use blockchain in Internet of Things field, and this is quite a prototype or idea how to use blockchain in coffee machine operation. And as far as I understood, they're starting developing such kind of interesting idea or project. And Bitcoin blockchain is going to replace centralized database like health system, libraries, insurance, biometrics, ID. It's kind of very optimistic point of view, but it's exciting a lot. This is I found that there's a couple of Estonian startups working in Bitcoin field. There's one hardware startup which is actually represented some miners and ASICs and something like that, which is built in Estonia, as far as I understood. There's a couple of software startups based in Estonia. This is one of them called PateCU, and this is Estonian Bitcoin startup, and they use Bitcoin to pay your bills. And what they have done, they integrated in Bitcoins in banking system. Actually, yeah, you could enter your invoice details and pay by the Bitcoins seamlessly from the phone. They already have some working prototype on that. This is actually a colleague of you. Very excited. There's one of the largest range. Some guy from banking sector, and Anders is head of retail business in bank. So it was quite amazing presentation. So part of you, part of it, I hopefully you will hear from you today. And what have I learned? Maybe you mentioned also that LHV Paxson is going to release its own Bitcoin application. It's right. Okay, I get it right. So maybe you could tell about a couple of words on that. Yeah. So that's pretty of all from my side. A couple of words with sponsors. So Reykjavik University's foundation presented by me. We are caring about technology and entrepreneurship education. We're organizing meetups here. Microsoft is supporting our all meetups with Microsoft vSpark program. So you can apply for free software and free Azure cloud service for 1 year. And Office Guarantee Agentur is paying your bills for food and premise. So yeah, that's why you should ask. You should sign up in a registration list to report them back. So yeah, now we are going to get to the speakers. So awesome, welcome. The floor is yours.
Hello everyone, I have a pleasure to be here. You should be Bitcoin, okay. But short introduction about myself. My main working background is 30 years in IT sector in related IT services and development, and now 1.5 years ago from now I discovered Bitcoin and looked into the technology more deeply, and now almost a year ago I joined LHV Bank. In May 2014 we met leaders of LHV Bank and surprisingly found out that one of the founders of LHV Bank and the main shareholder is one of the biggest Bitcoin fan who I ever met since that day, Red Linus. Yeah, I'm one of the founders. Actually, the blog founder is I'm the founder of the blog and one of the founders of Estonian Cryptocurrency Association too. That was before the LHV Bank. Yeah, then I joined LHV and my first mission was to figure out how the bank can use blockchain technology in their products or how to make more effort and benefits from blockchain technology in the banking field. And this was my first experience in this area in finance industry generally, and I needed to do some learning. As I came from IT, I wanted to make all the cool things right away, but it seemed more complicated because now there was a compliance team, and pretty soon I realized that banking sector is mostly regulated at all, and that's the one reason why innovation is very complicated to accomplish there. As this guy from Fed has said, the only thing useful banks are invented in the last 25 years is the ATMs. And but still, latest times we have emerged, for example, TransferWise, different ground lending, crowdfunding companies, payment companies, and other fintech startups. They are doing basically pretty much same thing what the banks are done, payments and value moving, but they are doing differently, a little bit, maybe more cheaper or more comfortable way. And LHV Bank has decided to try to do things differently too, and we understand that the key point here might be cryptocurrency. But it's now I understand that it's really challenging, and we need to be really careful, and that's because of those organizations, and we need to follow our internal compliance rules to be accepted by following organizations, which are, for example, Financial Services Authority, Finance Intelligence Unit, Central Bank, European Central Bank, Internal Revenue Service, and so on. Then there is anti-money laundering topic, which is especially hot now, and that's the reason why you need to know your customer. That's the main reason. But from consumer perspective, I see here another movement, which is that we all want to protect our privacy more, because I noticed that people don't trust governments to store their privacy anymore so much than before. Snowden case is a good example, and now we have tools where we don't need to trust anybody. We just can use the tools without sharing our privacy. Bitcoin is one good example, BitTorrent is another example. And then there is another very important partners, correspondent banks, who approval other partner banks need. And at the end, the risks and penalties are really high in this field. I think that one of the main reasons why Satoshi invented this complicated and genius technology called Bitcoin, or platform called Bitcoin, was the privacy. Another reason was probably that he saw that the authorities can't handle well the economy crisis, and he thought that this invention may help here. This guy, Mark Anderson, he's from Anderson Horowitz investment fund, and the fund is, by the way, one of the biggest investors TransferWise, and for me it was interesting news is that TransferWise accepted Bitcoins until April 2013. Reason why they stopped were that the banking partners didn't feel comfortable with it. And same reasons we are acting very carefully too with cryptocurrency. Actually, today we don't deal with Bitcoins at all. We just looking deeply more this technology. But I want to point out this chicken egg challenge, what Anderson has said here. because the thing is that Bitcoin as a product will not be successful if the merchant doesn't accept it, if the merchant doesn't accept it. And the merchants, another way, are motivated to accept Bitcoins if there is critical mass consumers who want to pay with it. Fortunately, there is really easy for merchants to start accepting Bitcoins because simplest solution is you don't need any additional hardware or even the solutions and usability is going more simpler and comfortable. You need only a smartphone to accept Bitcoin as a merchant. Why I said Bitcoin as a product? Because Bitcoin is two things same time. I think Satoshi, if he wrote this Bitcoin white paper, he didn't know that he invented two things same time. He described there only e-money, alternative for e-money, but now 5 years later we can say that it's much more than just money. It's the whole platform. So as a technology and as a protocol, it doesn't go anywhere. It's more the question of businesses, do they and how they implement it into their own systems. But as a product and as a money, as we know it more widely, it has bigger challenges. Generally, what has changed so far? We don't need the banks anymore to get the loan or make the payments. We have different lending companies. We have Apple Pay, tons of different mobile wallets, and now the cryptocurrency is coming. One of the main banking roles is the middleman role, because you need to trust somebody, for example bank, to make your transactions or moves. But in the cryptocurrency world, you need to trust only cryptographical mathematics, or if you don't know what it means, then you need to trust people who know what it means. That means that you need to trust because it's open source code. You need to trust thousands or tens of thousands, or even we have right now 20 million developers all around the world, and scientists too, who can read the code and understand what it is. Basically, there is a big paradigm shift what the Bitcoin has started. So far, we have used systems what are based on trust. You always need to trust somebody, or you need to trust the system. But you don't have the right or possibility to check it. With cryptocurrency, you have always possibility to check too. This means that the trust lies on real truth, mathematical truth, which called in terms of Bitcoin proof of work. Right now there is a lot of different concepts of there is a lot of different proof of, like proof of burn and proof of transaction, proof of different ones right now. Proof of work was only the first one. But big corporate banks doesn't want to hear that they are in really big comfort zone, and they still feel pretty comfortable in this industry. Big system has this natural tendency to resist changes. Some has reviewed their international payment fees, but that's basically it. Maybe soon is already too late to react, especially for big banks, because they are much more conservative and slow to react. We in LHV Bank decided that we need to go forward and try to do something in this area. So we started to cooperate with one of the biggest players in cryptocurrency area, Coinbase. After our decision to step into the cryptocurrency business, we were just like a honeypot. Many different cryptocurrency startups and companies started to contact us and wanted to start partnership with us because they still need a banking partner to be connected all the finance world, but lower the risks because there is it's still really unregulated area, and there is a very big threat that many companies are not doing the right things in this area. So we decided that at least firstly we will do our cryptocurrency partnership with real big players. The reason was that they have their reputation, long history, good compliance, AML, anti-money laundering know-how, big team, technical knowledge, KYC, high level, and now so already almost half a year we are now an open banking partner for Coinbase. But again, we don't deal with bitcoins straight. We are just their SEPA channel. They use they will use us as a banking partner in the European SEPA system. And we have some discussions with other big cryptocurrency companies too. Another example here, successful cryptocurrency cooperation in the banking field is Fido Bank, who is located in Germany, in München, and they are cooperating with Kraken, who is one of the biggest exchanges in Europe and States. And then we have another project ongoing, a little bit more about that. Those are screenshots. Testing version is in my pocket right now. It's working together with Bitcoin test network right now. In autumn we started to cooperate with one international cryptocurrency team who was specialized for colored coins technology. Don't know how many knows what colored coins means in Bitcoin. Basically, it's technology or protocol which is built top of the Bitcoin protocol. It allows color Bitcoins your special color, and then you became like an issuer. You can give another value for those colored coins, and you became issuer, and you issue those some certain amount of those coins. They are circling around in the system, and they are coming some other way, and you always know that they are your colored coins. you can be sure that those are your issued coins. So we decided to try this technology because we want to do something in the payment field. Because right now payment systems are in lack of speed, trust and fees. We thought that Bitcoin technology can help us here a bit. Why Bitcoin system and why Polaroid coins? If you are transmitting real money, then the main infrastructure behind it must be really secure, trustful, reliable, and if we see the whole cryptocurrency family, then the Bitcoin is mostly secure, trustful, and bigger system there. Other cryptocurrencies are more like in the testing phase right now. And Polaroid coins because it seemed most simpler one to create payment service for euro currency, and it has a lot different potential for other services and products too. It seemed economical solution. But yeah, right now the solution is in prototype phase. During next couple of weeks we are planning to go switch to the live Bitcoin network, and we are planning to issue a little bit real money together. So some new opportunities which are going together with the Bitcoins. These payments, more cheaper and faster way, smart contracts, smart assets, very good and useful conceptions. And then, of course, distributed databases, which blockchain is, and different consensus methods, which one of them is proof of work, and they all working without the middleman. Then we have seen new payment systems, which is Stellar and Ripple, more famous one. Then there are some Bitcoin cards already, debit cards who are working together with Bitcoin companies. And then this same BitNation. I'm one of two Estonian Bitcoin ambassador too. One is Alex, and the same Alex who we will see in May. And then Ethereum is one of my favorite topics too. Ethereum, how many know about Ethereum? It's basically a new programming language and new platform, new way how to build programs and different applications. And it's built top of the special optimized blockchain technology. And it's going to live end of this month. They have been developed Ethereum already over 1 year. Most of the team is located in Canada, and so far they have done really good work with it. So, biggest challenges, I think that for the Bitcoin ecosystem is biggest challenge how to fit into the existing regulations and laws. Yeah, and another way to really big challenge for the regulators and lawmakers is the same Bitcoin technology, because it's the technology and it doesn't go anywhere. They need to adapt it somehow, and as it is like a new paradigm, it will be tough challenge, I think. Or another my idea is we might need a new form of economy, because yeah, we don't know yet how to fit Bitcoin technology, blockchain technologies into this new paradigm into the existing regulations. And that's basically it. Questions?
Yeah, so we just got a couple of questions.
Yeah. What are the applications of colored bitcoins, and why have you chosen to go for this solution, wallet and colored? What's the purpose of coloring them in your for your clients?
Yeah, because we wanted to try to issue euros. Actually, we wanted to invent or try a new payment system, and that's why we decided to use Bitcoin as a most secure and reliable system. And one way how to move euros top of the Bitcoin is colored coins. There is some other ways too, but colored coins felt most simpler way, and it's maybe more economical way too. There is a lot of future possibilities how to use it more.
Maybe you can give an example of your client using colored bitcoins, some use case.
Actually, all the same use cases where you can use and how you can use Bitcoin. We don't show. Customer doesn't even know anything about the Bitcoin. Customer see only the euros in the smartphone, and it's basically a really simple mobile payment. You just scan the QR code and transfers euros.
So you're taking them for your own use in turn, for company use, to keep track of your own coins, as I understand, because the client doesn't actually see the balance of Bitcoin. It's only in fiat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So for internal system.
It's we don't know about every client balance. We can't know that, but because there is like two spots. One spot, if what we can control is how to that issuer, but we send euros out to the system. It's like basically if we compare with the cash system, it's like ATM. We give the cash into the cashing system. We give the euros into the blockchain-based euro system, and then it's another spot. What we are controlling is when somebody wants to sell those blockchain-based euros, then the kind of money came out of the system.
Yeah, but one way or another, some of these bitcoins will end up outside of your control. For example, they will get in some darknet mixer for money laundering. This is going to be huge overhead for covering all these fraction coins.
That is, there is one thing that if you want to use colored coins, then you need to use a special wallet what is supports those special colored coins.
How's this? So you don't actually give any option to the client to get the private key for the wallet, as I understand.
No, there is, but the private keys are like in special form.
They're not just standard Satoshi style. They are. Yeah.
They are, but they have additional key together with Satoshi Bitcoin address.
So you can't get out of the system. If you're in it, you just should not try to transfer somewhere in an external address.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Only special wallets, but it's open source code and everyone can.
Yeah, there's still euros for basic if you want. So it's not a problem. Just I understand the idea. I think.
So, any more questions?
Could you tell more about Estonian Cryptocurrency or Bitcoin Association? Who are the members? How many members? How does it work?
It was history, how the reason behind the association were established. Actually, I have heard the story.
It was. I think it was my idea. I think, and we organized together with my friend Otto, who moved to the Netherlands recently because he got a conflict with our money intelligence unit.
This is the real reason, pain in the ass problem why associations should be created, because it's lobbying the guys who is punished by the law. The reason, because simply like that, cryptocurrency association is not created here because there's no reason for that. No pain in the ass problem.
That's true, yeah. That was the one really big problem, and whole the media was full of it, and together with Otto we organized a year ago one conference where there was ticket, and this was first official Bitcoin conference in Tallinn, and we got together like 100 questions, and after that we thought again that we need some foundation to get together all the enthusiasts and to focus the main principles, and one of them was to get more clear the regulation field, and I tried to open a discussion with the government too, or with the officials from the authorities, but I pretty fast understood that they need official partner who discuss things, and some random guy from street doesn't feel cool for them, and that was one reason too why we need to found this association.
So how's the negotiations with government is going on? So you have some kind of meetings with them, or they ask you to come, or you're just pushing them letters about?
One really cool experience was with Financial Intelligence Unit. I went there here for them training about the Bitcoin.
How to fight laundering, something like that.
Yeah, how to prevent money laundering, and how they were really interested about it, and they were interesting questions, and lots of police officers were there. And I felt a little bit like a traitor or something, because I'm really big fan of that.
Did you charge him money for training? As a session?
Sorry?
Did you charge them money for training as a association?
No,
It's like voluntary, some meeting?
yeah, it was voluntary, and we realized together with the association that we need to more make cooperation and reason to the cooperation, and this training was one big part of the cooperation.
How many active members do you have in the association? Approximately.
10 companies and 20 founding members.
10 companies. And companies like Bitcoin companies or ordinary companies?
Different ones.
Banks as well?
No.
They're afraid
Yeah.
they wait for a while.
Because of those organizations and correspondent banks. Banks are really careful about Bitcoin.
Yeah, anyway.
But we have one key issue in the regulations, in the Estonian regulations, is that they think still that the Bitcoin should allow to the VAT, and but we don't think this. And actually tomorrow we have another meeting with finance. Minister of Finance people, officials, and let's see how it goes tomorrow.
So there's kind of regulation started become effective like a couple of weeks ago when Estonian-based Coinbase accounts were suspended for some reason. Could you elaborate on that? What was because there's a sort of Estonian government new rules of I don't know, something. I didn't get the point, but at least it blocked users who had Coinbase Estonian accounts.
No, the Coinbase blocked the Estonian service. It was this way.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the same VAT regulation, that was the main reason.
So does it mean that they closed all the channel between Coinbase and you as a bank who is operating?
No. They closed only Estonian accounts to buy bitcoins for euros.
Yes, so they frozen accounts basically.
No, they didn't froze. They stopped the service.
So you know, if you are in Estonia, you can buy only by using other countries, like
Yes.
Finland.
Yeah.
But if you have remaining balance in Coinbase account, so you can't withdraw it.
Yes.
It's frozen accounts.
You can't.
No, it's just no exchange that you can withdraw. The service is exchange. The exchange is
Okay.
It's because it's VAT. It counts if you private person sitting in Estonia buying the service in Estonia, you have to be taxed, even if provided by outside.
But it was changed recently, some couple of weeks ago. Before that, there's I think it worked.
I think we tried to discuss with Minister of Finance that thing, but they didn't get conclusion there or something.
You mean Coinbase between the
Yes.
finance ministry of Estonia?
Yeah.
Is there only one country in the world which is actually acting like that, or is there some kind of other countries which actually is suspended in the same way as Estonia, from Coinbase part?
I didn't get.
Is Estonia only one country which is actually suspended now from the Coinbase?
No, Estonia didn't. Estonian regulators didn't do anything. Just Coinbase made the decision.
Okay, but this is only one country from Coinbase side.
No, Coinbase has certain countries what they serve in European Union, and I think I don't remember the list, but not all countries in European Union.
Okay.
For example, I know that Coinbase, you can use Coinbase from Latvia, but if you want to deposit euros, then previously it was through Estonian bank account.
Yeah.
It wasn't Latvian bank account. I think that is suspended, so now it's I need to check you log in Coinbase and see should I send my euros to deposit, or is it still possible from Latvia?
No, it's not.
But technically, as far as I know, the LHV Bank is only the one payment processor for Coinbase in Europe, or partnering bank, let's say.
I don't think so, but I think there is more, but they just choose what is the best option for them.
Okay. But at least payments from Latvia is going for your bank, actually. I heard from Spot Cafe, this guy that he's received balance from LHV Bank.
But then, as I said, LHV doesn't use the bitcoins. We are just giving the money service for this.
But so you make payments to Coinbase also in euros?
Yes.
Okay. Because there was a question, where is the transfer point?
No, I don't think he's talking about the product that they're making. It's just the Coinbase. Everyone uses Coinbase. It's a hub.
Yeah.
It's a way to avoid stupid countries without normal regulations.
There should be some kind of meeting point where the fight currency votes meeting is Bitcoin also.
The whole point of Spot Cafe, he avoids Bitcoins at all. He has all accounting.
Talking about bank, because LHV Bank is actually this exchange point
They provide
from
services.
fiat currency actually to the.
They probably are a hub for Coinbase.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't actually directly exchange it. So
Exchange happens in the States.
yeah, the exchange happens in the States, so Coinbase just... The point of this hub is that they don't need to transact every small transaction from the States. If they have a partner in Europe that is inside SEPA zone, they save on commissions and then they save on time. For example, talking about exchanges, Mt. Gox, it took like 5-7 days to get the money to get to Latvia. Bitstamp takes 1-2 days. There is a difference, time difference, which is crucial sometimes.
Sometimes it's less than 24 hours.
Maybe,
If you are lucky.
I have a question. Is it your product from inside the bank, or it's some special purpose company which is going to provide this product?
Basically, it's inside the bank. Yeah.
What is the reason why it should be inside the bank? It's maybe at times easier to have a separate startup and make this product.
Yep, we started this way that behind the bank, but just recently we decided to make a little technology company which holder is same holder who holds the bank. So it is a little bit separated, but still together. But it's more to avoid
Legally separate.
Sorry?
Legally separate.
Yeah.
So what's the use case for a banking application like this? So it's only usable for your clients? Or customers?
Basically, yes, but there is another way that for accepting those Coral coins or mobile payment euros, you don't need to be LHV customer. You just need this mobile app. But if you want to get this money to the banking world, then you need to be LHV customer.
So it's some sort of teaser for those who are not your customers to become your customers in order to get withdraw.
Or if there is some critical mass of usage and consumers, then sometimes you don't even need to be customer. It's basically same thing which happens in the cash system.
Okay. And my question is actually about regulations. So when you start accept the Bitcoins, not starting to cooperate with Coinbase, let's say, what was the reaction from regulator and what they? So you feel some kind of pressure from their side and more reporting, I don't know, legal stuff?
Yeah, they were interested more about us and
sure.
But again, Coinbase has made a lot of work here too and helped us.
They have some kind of representative office in Estonia?
No, but just they helped us during this process and the cooperation went well. I can't talk much about that.
But to close your office for Coinbase is Silicon Valley or somewhere in Europe?
In United Kingdom.
United Kingdom, okay. So they have some kind of European presence experience.
Yeah, immediately, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Guys, more questions? About regulations and banking is quite interesting. Anyway.
Can you a bit elaborate on that story with your friend Otto, because somebody might not know the story. You referred to it, but...
Do you know the story?
Yes, I have read it.
Basically, he started to look into more deeply into Bitcoin business like 3 years ago or something, and he found that like a hobby, he found that website where he can sell and buy Bitcoins from hand to hand, basically. Small website just with the address and...
It's like local Bitcoins?
No. It was
like
personal BTC.de.
The idea is the same.
Oh, yeah, same idea. And our AML officials started to more interested about this business, and they sent a notice about threats and regulations, what the auto needs to be followed. And
what sort of where is this institution? Some kind of financial police, or what is it?
Financial intelligence unit.
It's under some kind of Ministry of Finance.
Yes, it's under Ministry of Finance, but it's working together with police.
Yeah. Okay. So they're caring about money and money laundering and other stuff. Okay. So.
And they called out Otto to visit their office, and they ask different questions, and then shortly they started even a case, I think, but they closed it pretty soon because there isn't criminal activity behind Otto's activity. But the thing was that they wanted that Otto gives more information about the customers who bought Bitcoins from him. And with that notice, they basically announced that Bitcoin Bitcoin must follow anti-money laundering one specific regulation, but Otto hasn't agreed with that, and basically Otto sued them.
Okay.
And Yeah, because this regulation was really general and yeah, there is court case still ongoing with auto and police, Estonian police, and that was the main reason why the auto took whole family and escaped, not escaped, but just he wanted to make Bitcoin business, but in Estonia for him it was much more difficult. Then he escaped to the...
Quite frightening story.
So, in the light of this, is it changing somehow in Estonia, or it's basically the same, the perception of Bitcoin, or did it got any awareness?
Basically, we have in regulations two main issues. One issue is this VAT related, and another is that in AML regulations there is one specific part of the regulation which define alternative payment system and define alternative payment systems this way that Bitcoin belongs to there. And additional that there is
there should be some requirements, right?
Yes, there is requirements that you need to give information about customers if the amount limits more than 1,000 per month, but that means that if you're using Bitcoin, then you basically need to write down every customer because you need to track somehow the amounts. And actually this, from my personal perspective, this is most painful issue, not even with the Bitcoin, but even whole financial technology industry. Because it kills all innovation, that kind of specific regulation. But there is going to work regulation, and I think in this spring we will see some changes in that way, hopefully positive changes.
In practice, actually, I've seen that this guy operating Bitcoin ATM is making a photo of every customer ID when they withdraw Bitcoins from, when they pay the Bitcoins. Yeah, no, vice versa. When they buy the Bitcoins. Yeah.
That's the same act regulation.
So yeah, the owner of Bitcoin ATM in this case should comply to the safe holder of data, personal data, because actually he's dealing with the personal ID and all this stuff, so it's coming to the force of this different side of regulation, which is actually personal data protection on some sort of that way.
And then you need another license.
Yeah.
At least in Latvia, if you are dealing with personal data, you need to go to the
register to the
pay money and get
yes,
paid.
we have same thing. You need to sign if you want to share your personal data with some third party. You need to sign the contract with the party. But in Latvia there is two VAT for Bitcoins here.
The situation is VAT. You probably
If you
VAT.
exchange here for cash, it's VAT.
Okay. It's only for cash.
Well, if you exchange for goods, then it's regular VAT. If you sell some stuff, just the same. It's no problem. The problem is with exchange.
Actually, we don't have ATMs until now because we have got only just two projects going on. One is French guys, and second is coin telegraph guys. But I don't know, did they succeed somehow? No.
But you don't have this general company VAT limit. We have in Estonia this 16,000
I think we have something. You are not forced to be VAT payer. I'm not really into this like laws about the companies, but
Well, maybe yes,
that
for
it's because I think previously 10,000 lats or something. But maybe there was also some limitations with the amount of transactions you have or something. I'm not expert.
Yes, maybe, but it's still limited. It's no business if you deal an annual very small amount. No, it makes no sense.
But how this, who made this announcement about the Bitcoin and VAT?
Revenue service.
Actually, they not made public announcements until now. They are just answering to those inquiries and questions when you write them later.
Then I think there are one of I have found in internet that there is one answer about this VAT and blah blah blah. There is a big paper on I don't know 10 pages or something
about Bitcoin.
About electronic money and blah 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 blah. That is VAT and blah blah blah. Well, it's very long and boring document. I haven't studied it carefully. But I think it was like, I don't remember that website, but there is a website where you can ask the questions to government and then they forward them to the specific institutions and that answer is public. So.
Right. So when, from your experience, what's going on with Bitcoins in banking in your closest neighborhood like Finland and Sweden? Do you have information how they succeed or not succeed with this integration in the usual banking system?
In the banking, the Bitcoin economy is really, really young. I just recently found out that maybe if I started to work in LHV, then Coinbase, who has cooperated with really, really a lot of banks around the world, they say to us that it's first in whole world and where the bank has made a big, basically my job was world first in the world in cryptocurrency field in banking industry.
first cryptocurrency manager at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think now there is changed this, but I recently heard that there isn't such a concrete product so far in the banking industry. What we have this wallet. This might be the first concrete experience.
And my next question about how you do you promote this Bitcoin and our payment systems to merchants, your clients as a bank, or you just not promoting and not I don't know.
You mean this?
Not only that one, because for example, you have some kind of retail banking section or department for that, and there's possibilities that they could integrate indirectly through the UR through the Coinbase this payment system in merchant shop or cafe. Are banks trying to promote such kind of things, or just not a lot, or just?
We are holding really low profile regarding Bitcoin.
Okay.
We are dealing with carefully. We just like me here now, just giving the presentations and talking about the technology and possibilities and but yeah, we are doing low profile.
Okay.
you have an e-commerce like project in your bank, like e-merchant platforms or that? Maybe that's related with this question. Maybe more promote or something like, I don't know, some relation with already made technology platforms with this cryptocurrency project.
Yeah, merchants are really important part of that solution, and some kind of e-merchant solution will be in the next stage maybe, but so far we have basically agreement with one of our partners that maybe soon some card